Do not get that shit twisted. Nike isn't giving you 200 million because you you're a hell of a freedom fighter. They gave Kaepernick money for that to create a connection to social movements. And that may be a byproduct of doing business with you. It is because you are a basketball phenom. And the moment you are trash, people will say, I don't know if I want the trash on my feet. And your influence will start to wane. Bill Russell is maybe the greatest basketball influencer ever because he went into the most racist city in the north, the place that they just have blood feuds of just hate for black people, and he went in there and was the epitome of class, was the epitome of winning, did everything to make his teammates better, and the results were in 11 championships. What is it, 12 as a coach? And you've never heard him deny Auerbach his due. That was the clear leader. Cousy was the point guard. People who know how to serve are the greatest leaders, going all the way back to Alexander the Great. It is the ambition of being the greatest in what you do. What you do is basketball. It matters to the tune of $200 million in your account. Not because you have a nice smile, not because you wear great makeup and people believe that you're Uncle Drew to the point where they they talk to Uncle Drew and you like you're not the real people. That's people fucking giving you a hand job, Kyrie. They don't mean that shit. We know it's you under that shit.
It's something I come and do every single day because I love, and also I have the right ingredients and people around me to come in and do my job at a high level, and I know that they will hold me accountable to that level. There's no disrespect to Kenny or any other coaches I play with. It's just Steve coming in at this moment and then following up with putting together a great coaching core was going to make us more successful.
Do you and Steve have a relationship already? Y'all have only been able to play a few times against each other, right?
This is important because there are people. This is what's going to show you he did not hire Steve.
Coming in when you did?
Yeah, I gave him 26 and 9. I like to remind him. I don't play them games with Steve, but no, Coach, I was the first. He said I was the first person to call him Coach Nash, but I call him Steve.
What? So?
Steve is great, and I have a relationship with him that's gonna build over time, bro. Like Steve don't know me from anything he heard or anything that he's heard from someone else, or we've worked out one time in 2014. But it's grown as just a respectful relationship from afar. I saw him at the Hall of Fame 2 years ago, gave him a big hug, and now he's the head coach.
And y'all got to stop doing this where you'll see on Twitter the rotated sharing of a picture of Kyrie hugging Steve Nash or Kyrie working out with Steve Nash one time and thinking, "Oh, yeah, they must know each other. There must have been a relationship. He must have hired him." No, he got surprised by this. And that's why all of this other talk of like, yeah, Steve is gonna have to show and prove to me that he's that dude.
And I think it's also going to change the way we see coaches. I don't really see us having a head coach. You know what I mean? Like KD could be a head coach. I could be a head coach.
Jacques Vaughn.
I KD tries to save it at the end. Jacques Vaughn could be a head coach. Was trying to make sense out of what he was saying. Because KD and Kyrie can't be a head coach. You can't postulate that until you can actually test it. This is not the time to be fucking around with the hierarchy of a basketball team and trying to, create some new way of operating. Every good organization has hierarchy. Every good organization has good communication amongst the hierarchy and allows for people to do their job.
Could do it one day. It's a collaborative effort, I think, on our part.
That's the word right there. When I seen the hire, that's the word I thought of. Like, this is a collaborative team at this point. Jacques Vaughn was the person I thought of. He did a really good job with that team.
I like I said, dude's doing a professional job, but there needs to be people that challenge you. And you need to be strong enough as a person to hear someone who cares, who's mission aligned with you. We are Nets fans. We want you to win. I've never seen Nets fans become so delusional about a player ever as they are in Kyrie. There's Kyrie fans that came from wherever he came from and are now, putting nets in their handle, trying to pretend like, yeah, this is a Jersey thing. Like, yeah, right. I saw you as a Cavaliers fan. You guys are Kyrie fans. I understand. I get it. It's it's how it works now. But it is not good for people to just yes man their way. It's not good content.
A lot of people wanted him to have that job. But like having that many minds in the same, it's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. And it's also good to have somebody at the
It's a bad thing, trust me. It's a bad
at
thing.
the head of the snake that's got that respect. Steve is a Hall of Famer, no doubt about it, right? Did it on the court, biggest stages. And it's going to be real easy for you, Kai, or for you, Kevin, to like get in the huddle, and Steve, he might got to chew you out, say, yo,
Nah, Kyrie don't care about none of that shit. Like, I love his response.
get on your shit. Like, what are you doing? And you respect that from Steve because he been there. He been in wars. He got busted up in the playoffs, got right back on the court, was mad he couldn't get on the court, did the whole nine. So the more I thought about it, it's easy to say he has no head coaching experience. We've watched first-time head coaches win rings this entire decade over and over and over. And with the minds y'all have in that locker room and the clear, I think, identity y'all going to have, I'm not going to say it makes his job easier, but it makes sense to me you guys would have somebody to collaborate with in that sense.
Most definitely. I think a lot of people may question our leadership overall, just us two. But me and Kai talked about being coached every single day. I think that's leading by example. And I think
I love KD, by the way. Kevin Durant has the right mindset, and that's what can save us. That's what could possibly make this work, is that Kevin Durant knows Kyrie is bugging and is just putting his arm around him. Like, this part gave me a lot.
A lot of our teammates are going to follow suit once they see we getting coached and we learning and continue to, ask questions about the game. And I think having Steve there and collaborating with our floor general every day, that's only going to yield good results for scorers like myself and Torian and Karras and Spencer. So them having that relationship, I think, is going to be key for us to going forward, even more so than my relationship with Kai or with Steve.
Can I ask the cliche question and go viral with it real quick?
Mm-hmm.
10 seconds left in the game, 1 point game. Who's shooting? You Kyrie, KD?
Depends on who's hot. I
Folks, the answer is Kevin Durant. But I guess it's who's hot.
I don't see it. I don't see it as anything other than that. Like 1-3 pick and roll, or it's an ISO for either one of us, or it's something great for our team. One thing I've always been comfortable with is, I felt like I was the best option on every team I played for, down the stretch. This is the first time in my career where I could look down and be like, that motherfucker can make that shot too. And he'll probably do it a lot easier. You know what I mean? Where I feel like, okay, well, nah, it's not really so much deferring, because in past situations, if I
You need Kyrie to feel this way. I'm going to end the pod like this. Our only hope is Kevin Durant knows how to manage this type of a mind. But we as Nets fans, we have to come real with Kyrie. We can't wait till they fail to not recognize what he is. Thank you, Jesus, for Spencer Dinwiddie. This is the reason why I can't see how we trade him. If Kyrie wilds out, we have like we have a shot. We're going to the finals. If it's just Kevin Durant and the boys we got, we're going to the finals. Understand me. I say that unequivocally. But we're gonna need everybody to play their roles, and we're gonna need Kyrie confident. We're gonna need him healthy, and we're gonna need him to have somebody that he listens to. This is the Front Office Podcast. I'm at Eve Darbouze, YVESDARBOUZE. Peace. And you know, shout out to y'all. Really, like, we have a shot, everybody. We can win it all. And my hope is that Steve Nash is that type of guy that'll be able to reel this magical mind in, um, and communicate with him. Because if he does, based off of what I've seen, we're winning it all. The Lakers, let's say the Lakers have the top two best players, right? You know what? I'm gonna go a little bit longer. Let's do a second part. Fuck it. There's more things that I really wanted to touch on this, and it's just that I'm looking at the time and I'm like, I've been running my mouth too long. But you know what? It's something to discuss. Let's talk about that. And let's keep it going. Second part of this Kyrie KD interview on deck. 2 seconds, everybody.